Hi, my name is Kim Jenkins, and I grew up in South Surrey and made my way out into Langley a number of years ago, where I made my way to the ladies group, coming to church here. So that's how I eventually found myself at Southridge. I grew up in a home where my mom believed in God and my father did not. I was christened as a baby and brought to church off and on again until I was about 12, and that's when my mom stopped going to church, and I continued to go to a program called the Explorers, and that's where I met Patsy, who began to teach me about Jesus. In my mid-teen years, I experienced my first loss. I struggled with who this Jesus was and how bad things could happen. I decided to make choices in my life that made me feel good at any cost, and I looked for immediate joy and ran from any kind of pain and conflict. In my young adult life, I experienced my first life-changing event that challenged my typical behavior to run and flee from accountability. This is when I started to hear Jesus more and more, and I was prompted by the Holy Spirit to ask Him into my life. I began to make small changes to be obedient on my walk with Jesus, but remained fearful of letting go of some of the behaviors I had learned to rely and cope with. I knew these behaviors were holding me back, and I decided that I was afraid of not being able to see the vision that Jesus had up ahead for me. Recently, life threw me an obstacle. Cancer. This quickly took away the desire I had to see too far ahead for fear of dying. But Jesus knew this was the very circumstance in my life that would cause me to lay my life over to Him, and I mean all of it. Through my cancer, I never felt as out of control. To wait for a biopsy to come back to say, whether you're going to have hope, whether they're going to treat you or not. There was nothing in this world that could give me comfort, and that's when Jesus was the only one that could give me that kind of comfort, that I just relied on knowing that, that He's an amazing God, He's a loving God, and that if I was to go through this, that it was for a really important reason, and that He would be the one that I need to go through it with. And in that, He just showed up every single time, and in ways that it was if like I was driving and He was sitting right beside me, or He would just carry me, or the phone would ring when I'd ask it. Like, it was just unbelievable. And the more He just showed up, the more I just relied and relied and relied, to the point where I knew that I could not do a single step in my day without Him. It was evident to me that cancer was not my battle to fight, but that Jesus had already won the battle for me. I just needed to show up and bring His light to all those He put in my path. At the end of my cancer treatment, I was leaving, and the young man that would greet me at the door, he just said, "I have not seen somebody come and do treatment like this in a really long time, and I will miss your smile." And I was able to share that, that this is Jesus. This is anyone can have this. This is not just me. This is what lives within me. The Bible verse that I have loved for a really long time, and has been with me more so than ever now, is Isaiah 40 verses 29 to 31, which reads, "He gives power to those who are tired and worn out. He offers strength to the weak. Even youth become exhausted, and young men give up. But those who rest on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not grow weary. They shall walk and not be faint." We don't get to pick the path that changes us, but we get to choose how we go through something that is put in our path. Jesus brings light to the darkest moments. It's amazing what He can do in tragedy. It's amazing how He can heal our bodies. It's amazing how He can heal relationships. And I want people to know that He is an amazing, loving God, and that He wants all of us to come to Him. He never promised us to have a life without pain, but He certainly promises us to walk through the pain with us, and to allow us to come out refined in the fire. And that is the most amazing gift coming out of this cancer. I used to look in the mirror and not be able to really love the person that I was. And now I'm changed in ways on the exterior. I look different. I have short hair. I used to have long hair. I have gray hair. I used to have dark, red hair. I've had a double mastectomy. My body's changed in ways that I never thought that I would be able to accept. But Jesus has given me the gift to be able to look in the mirror and for the first time really love who I see. And that's because He's leading my life now.
I'm really proud of you for being here. So I've got just a couple of questions. As you've seen, you desire to follow Jesus the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're in here today to just declare to others your love for Jesus and the work that he's done in your life.
Yes.
You desire to be baptized, which is awesome.
So excited.
Okay, this is great. So come on forward. Well, because Kim, because you have requested it and Christ has commanded it, I now baptize you in the name of the Father and of the Son and of